Welcome! In the following video, we will discuss slip and fall prevention. This short presentation is provided to you by your employer in partnership with Modern Business Associates as an awareness program to reduce workplace injuries. If you have any questions regarding the material in this presentation, please contact your manager. Some general information on slips and falls. Restaurants provide a multitude of slip, trip, and fall hazards, whether from spilled liquids, high customer traffic, or other means in our kitchen, dining area, and storage rooms. We can all play a part to prevent these hazards from causing injuries to anyone. So how can you do your safety part in preventing slips and falls? A wet floor is only one of the many causes that accounts for work-related injuries, which is why it is important to spot unsafe conditions that could lead to slips and falls and do what you can do to prevent them. To avoid slips and falls, be on the lookout for debris on the floor, such as the following: spilled liquids, spilled ice near the soda machines, food, grease or oil, soap, and even paper. All of these can lead to a very significant slip and fall injury. So how can you do your safety part in preventing slips and falls? Just remember, even small quantities of debris are enough to cause you to fall. In addition to being a slip hazard, continually wet surfaces promote the growth of mold, fungi, and bacteria that can cause infections. To remedy these problems, place a wet floor sign around a spill immediately after the incident. Make sure the messes on the floor are cleaned up and the floor is dried as soon as possible. As we all know, good housekeeping counts in the restaurant industry. So remember, at the beginning and end of your shift, make sure your area of the restaurant is clean and free of any trip or fall hazards. If there is an object that prevents a hazard that you cannot move, alert your shift manager. Also, beware of tripping hazards. Trash, chairs, signs, or any object left in areas designated for pedestrian traffic invite falls. Extension cords, food carts, and other items in the open all present tripping hazards. A bunched up mat or rug at the entrance to the restaurant can cause trips and falls as well. Some other areas where good housekeeping counts: remember, snowy and rainy weather requires a doormat at each entrance to allow for complete wiping of your guests and your shoes. Avoid running, walk safely, and do not change directions too sharply. Remember, we always want to practice prevention. So remember, walk in designated areas. Shortcuts through storage or cooking areas can cause accidents. Horseplay and inattention leaves you vulnerable to unsafe conditions. If you're carrying a heavy tray or bus pan that hampers your ability to transport it in one trip, lighten your load by carrying less items or make 2 trips. More areas where you can practice prevention is remembering that using the correct footwear in a restaurant is important. Always wear slip-resistant shoes with a good sole whenever you're working. Kitchen floors can be consistently wet from spilled liquids, steam, or other sources of heat from cooking equipment. Use slip-resistant shoes with a good amount of tread and use the provided non-slip mats whenever possible to avoid an accident. Some additional ways to practice prevention are: when using food preparation equipment, be sure it is properly maintained according to the manufacturer's specifications, including guidelines for repair. Standing and working areas should be clean and free from spills and debris. And as always, report any violation of proper food preparation safety, as those could cause slips and falls. For example, scraps of food on floor, papers or utensils on the floor, and so on. Safety success. Here are some examples of rules you can follow to set an example for others and help your safety program succeed. Do not engage in horseplay at the facility at any time. Stay focused on the task at hand. Allow your coworkers to stay focused at all times by refraining from distracting actions. Always wear the required personal protective equipment. Watch your footing at all times and never run to get where you are going. Remember that sanitation is key. Keep yourself and the facility clean and free from clutter to prevent accidents. Know your limits. Never work at a height that makes you uncomfortable. Stop to reevaluate your approach if the work you are doing seems hazardous or dangerous in any way. Never perform work that you are unauthorized to do. Watch out for the safety of non-workers too. Customers or visitors can be seriously injured or killed if employees do not practice caution. Know what to do in the case of an emergency, whether it's an on-the-job injury or natural disaster. Thank you for participating in this training presentation. We hope that the information provided was useful and informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact your manager, or you may contact Modern Business Associates and ask to speak with one of our loss control managers. The number for Modern Business Associates is area code 727-563-1500. Thank you, and remember, stay safe.